Okay, so we're gonna start. I do have my microphone ready. This is not ideal position for the actual tuning because usually what I have my Surface Pro here in front of me, and it's a touch screen, so it's just easier. But for now, because I want to film you, and that Surface probably will be somewhere else, I just put the laptop on the side. So I'll just have to be mindful of measuring the left mid bass that is directly behind that laptop. So, first thing, let's shut the door. And again, no cuts, no nothing. Everything is gonna be raw. First, what I'm gonna do, I'll just double check my settings in RAW. So I do have a UMIC selected. Calibration file is there. What else? I do have my software, DSP. What I'm gonna check is I'm gonna take RTA, and first what I want to do, I want to measure the noise floor of the car itself so that I would know how loud do I need to play the whole system, because I'm going to show you what is the level of the measurement should be. So I'm just going to hold the microphone, I'm not going to talk, and we're going to take a measurement of the noise. Okay, that's fine. So this is the noise. There we go. I'm just going to save this measurement current. And if I'm going to do the same measurement while talking, you can see it's way higher than the noise. Perfect. Okay, what's next? Oh, these scales, because I used this laptop to measure the distortion on the amplifier, so it's a bit different now. Where is it? There we go. Okay, let's go minus. Cool. So we do have something buzzing in the car here at 185 or something. It's something in the dash. I don't know what it is. Insignia had something very similar, but let it be. So, oh, not this one. DSP software. What I did, I set initial crossovers. So we have, actually, I'm going to open the door because we're not going to measure it yet. Shut up. Left and right tweeters, SB29s, left and right mid ranges, mid bass, subwoofer, and the rear subwoofer. So the only thing that I did is I set the crossovers, the high pass crossovers, for all the drivers because I know them. So I measured the SB29s and I determined that the lowest kind of crossover that manages distortion is 2200. So that's exactly what we have. 2200 Lucas Riley 24 dB. And this is going to be our kind of baseline. For the mid ranges, if you remember the mid range shootout, these Fatal Pros, the minimal crossover that I had over there is 250 hertz. However, I'm going to show you why later on. We're going to take the measurements. I crossed them lower at 170, basically because this area here between like 120 and 250, we will need to remove quite a lot of energy with EQ, because I did measure these drivers, so I know. So that's why with 170 is going to be more than enough. I did try to cross them at 100, and full tilt, they do move quite a lot. They're not distorting, but they're moving quite a lot. And the problem is, if your mid-range drivers are moving, if you see them physically moving, distortion obviously is going to be higher, especially at the low end. Mid-ranges, ideally, they should move maybe like 1 mil, not more. So it's just barely visible. So we're going to have that. The mid bass and the doors, I crossed them at 80 hertz, 24 dB link with Riley, because again, during the testing, I did determine that this is the best and optimal crossover point for them. Now, the front subwoofer, I did put a 25 hertz infrasonic high pass on it, just because if I don't put this, at full tilt it will bottom out, because obviously the level of it is very, very high, so it does need a high pass. If I would have this same subwoofer in a sealed enclosure, that sealed enclosure itself would do kind of the high pass filter, so it wouldn't be needed. That's why, like, in sealed enclosures usually you don't put high pass filters. On IB subwoofers as well you don't put the high pass, but in this case I need it because again it just bottoms out if I don't. The low pass, we're going to sort it out later on. And infinite baffle subwoofers, at the moment I have them full range because I don't know what the crossovers we're going to use. All the time alignment, input output, where is it, time, all the time is set to 0. We're going to do that with the impulse response. If we're going to go to virtuals, all the EQ on the virtual channels are off. So that's it. Okay, let's start measuring. First one I'm going to do is I'm going to play pink noise and I'm going to measure all the drivers one by... Oh, actually, this output A, I need to change this. Where is it? DCM. I don't remember where that thing is. Oh, here. Tool configuration. Because I just installed this DSP PC tool, so everything is like default settings. So, it's on the 6. Only on the 6th version that lets you... Oh, no. Device output name. Is it? Output? Yes. High, mid, low. Cool, perfect. This one. And the other thing I need to very quickly change is 0.1 dB, 0.1 dB. This can be this actually, let's enable it. Auto band sort. It's just easier to find EQ bands later on if I need to adjust them. Version check. No relative. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, so let's do some raw measurements. So raw measurements is gonna be with the initial crossovers applied. So first let me check if we have playing stuff. Yes. Okay, so the first question always everybody has is how loud do I need to make my measurements? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this measurement in EQ window. Ooh, not EQ, RTA, because we wanna measure. Okay, RTA window, I'm gonna make this to be shown. That's a noise. And what we want is to have our measurements at least 25 dB above the noise, because when we're going to apply the crossovers are 25 dB, 24 dB per octave. So we want to see the slope of the crossovers clearly. That means that we need to have at least 25 dB above the crossover. So in this case, we do have our noise, let's say something here, like 15. It's not calibrated, so it doesn't really matter, but like for the mid-bass region is going to be 15. So we're looking at plus 10, plus 20, plus 25, plus 30, something like this. So we need it to be about 45 dB on this scale. Obviously, if we're going to go louder, it's perfectly fine. It's just we don't want to go deaf, after half an hour of listening. So just very quickly double check the level. We're going to start with, let's do right mid-range, which is the closest to me. And let's do pink noise. Yeah, you can see the level is perfect there. Okay, so the level is fine. Now we're gonna start measuring. I always measure from the tweeters and down. Left tweeter, right tweeter, left mid-range, right mid-range, blah, 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 left, right. So let's do this. Let me just double check if this is recording. My voice is fine. We have time going. Yeah, cool. Okay, let's do this. Oh. Okay, stop a little bit. The averages go very fast, so I think we do have a sampling rate That is not matching. Yeah, 96K. Okay, so let's drop it down to 48. Because with 96, I would need a different pink noise. I did this pink noise for 48K, and you saw on 96K, the averages count very, very fast. So if you didn't see the averages count in this corner here, you can see 216 averages. What we want is about 100 averages. So let's just try again. Current, so I'm not going to stop anything. I'm going to switch to the other tweeter. And then I'm just going to press reset. This one, reset averaging. And we can measure again. Okay, let's go left mid. So for the front subwoofer and rear subwoofer, I don't have to move the microphone, so I'm just gonna hold it in front of my nose. And the averages as well, like 10, 20 averages is perfectly fine because it's not gonna change. Okay, perfect. Let's open this. You're gonna, yes, shut up, please. Okay, so let's close this RTA window, and now we can analyze the data and all the measurements. So you see that, like the noise, let me just zoom out just to show you. There we go. There we go. The noise is this one here. And you can see all the measurements are way above the noise floor, and I can see clearly the slope. So even from here, we have, for example, mid bass, because there's a noise highest here. We have 30, 40, 50, 55. Yeah, so mid basses could have a little bit more level just to see a little bit better. So for example, let me clear this. No, not this. This is the noise. That's mid range. There we go, mid bass. So you can see here, for example, it's already kind of a noisy. No, that's the mid range. What I'm doing? No, it is the mid bass because they play. It's Quark's driver, so they play all the way up. So you can see here, we could play the mid basses a little bit higher in level just to have a little bit better signal to noise ratio, but it's fine. It's not a problem. So let me name everything very quickly. L tweet. Right tweet. No. Noise. Noise. First noise. L. Tweet. Right. Tweet. L. Mid. Man, it's so much easier when you would have, like in front of you, the touch screen. But I just want you to have a good view. Left bass. Right bass. Left tweet, right tweet, left mid, right mid. I took something 2 times, no? Okay, let's have a look. Left tweet, right tweet. Aha, I took these twice. Man. Okay. U, E. No. I want to remove only one. So clear sections. Left. E. Remove, please. There we go. Let's try again. Third time. Left tweet. Right tweet. Left mid. Right mid. L. Base. Right base. Fere. Sub. And rear sub. Okay, so let's analyze the data now. Select all and just have a look what we have. Let's do 2020. Let's zoom in just a little bit and let's have a look one by one. Clear. Left tweet and right tweet. So these SB29s, I love them. They always play very, very nice. We have a very nice slope, no issues. So when I was measuring the right tweeter here on this side, I did notice a little bit of harshness that's coming to my ears. And that harshness is this peak at 3K. It's clearly noticeable. And you can see above 14, we have this dropout just because this one is aimed towards the middle of the car and is not totally on axis. That's why we have this drop after 14K. And the left side, which is directly at me on axis, we do have extension all the way up to 18.5K, which is perfect. Okay, now let's have a look. Left mid and right mid. Yeah, very similar. So the level is there. What's the level with the tweeters? Yeah, so the tweeters are sitting a bit higher because the level of the tweeter is somewhere here. You can see 53. And again, this is not calibrated, so it doesn't matter the level. And the mid-ranges are a bit lower, like 5-6 dB lower. So I will have to pull the tweeters down to match with the mid-range level. But no major acoustical issues, no nothing. This is reflection from the glass, little dip, but very, very little. And this will be covered by the tweeter, kinda. It's gonna be in the crossover region. Perfect. Left base, right base. Yeah, so doors are really bad. And well, what can I say? This is where I need the mid bass to play, and I have a hole. And that's why we'll need to put them in the kicks. And all of this, we're just gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. Front subwoofer, again, no acoustical issues. Has a nice extension all the way up to 200. Perfect. And rear subwoofer, you can see the level. So look at the level. Let me put mid-range as well. And yeah, this is with gains all the way down. The subwoofer level is, yeah, way above. So the subwoofer, I'm gonna put it there. So this dropout below like 20 here is because there's built-in infrasonic high pass on the amplifier. So we will raise this with a shell filter because I will be measuring this system with like SPL meter. So I will want this level back. But cone breakup, quite high. So we'll need to deal with that as well. So now what I need is to set the crossovers. If I'm gonna go to tweeters, I'm gonna start with the tweeters. EQ, bam. Let's do targets, speaker level. Okay, so this is not this one. Let me find this on the desktop. Yes, this one, that's my house curve. If I'm gonna remove all of this, let's do 50, no, 0. There we go. Let's put this one down, this one up. This is my house curve that I'm aiming for. So we're gonna go to speaker driver. We don't need a high pass, so we're gonna remove this none. And low pass, 24 dB. Let's try 2000. Yeah, something like that. A little bit higher. Let's move this down to match it like this. 2225. Yeah, because what I want is to match the response or as much as possible down. Because if I'm gonna choose something like 2000, I'm gonna match it only till here, and this is not gonna match. If it's gonna be 22, I'm gonna match it only till here. Ideally, should be something like 1 octave below your crossover point. So if I'm crossing these acoustical points, not electrical. So if I'm putting 2.2K, that means it should match down to 1.1. 1.1 is here. And you can see this, it doesn't match. So I'm gonna increase it to 5. And then it matches, it should match to down to 1.2. Down till here. So we're gonna boost this area a little bit, and I'm gonna, yeah, from here. So 2.5. Let's check if the other tweeter can handle that as well. Right tweeter, and again, none, 0, and it was 2.5. Yeah, perfect. So 2.5 matches. Oh no, this is gonna be lower because I need to lower this one. Yeah, so I will need to increase the crossover of the right. So yeah, let me show you how I do that. I'm gonna choose a target like this because this top end, I will be able to boost it 3 dB. I will be boosting this, all of that cut. So I'm gonna generate measurement from the target shape so that the levels would not change. In here, I'm gonna select this and I'm gonna go to RTA. And in RTA, you can see I already have this one. So let's enable the right tweeter. Yeah, and we're gonna increase the crossover from 2.2. Let's try 2.4 and see if it matches better. Okay. Perfect. I hate this car. Okay, let's mute. Close this one. So now it's gonna be our right tweeter, which is the new one. So let's clear this right tweeter. We can delete, and this right, no, clear just one right tweeter. We can move it here. And if we're gonna go to EQ, and the same 2.5, and nothing here, and a little bit lower. Perfect. See, now it matches perfectly. So we can straight away do the EQ. But I'm gonna start with the left tweeter because tweeters are very easy. Okay, left tweeter, I'm gonna EQ from, ideally I would need to EQ from half of this, which is 1.2 here, but I'm gonna choose this one where the target matches the actual response. I am EQing all the time in full resolution, 148. A lot of people don't like that. A lot of people apply smoothing, like 1/6 or whatever. I do 148, it's just me. So let's go to filter targets. We're gonna EQ from 900, let's say, all the way up to 20K. Individual, this, flatness, this. Okay, what EQ do I have? Audio-Tech Fisher 30. Okay, let's try and see what it does. Match response, yes please. There's way too many curves, so this we don't need, and this we don't need. Predicted, and it didn't boost the top end at all. don't know why. 2020. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't boost that. So let's do manually. PK. Let's choose 49. Q of, let's try with 2 dB plus. Too much. 1. Probably that's why REW didn't touch it, because the flatness is set to 1 and it's like plus minus 1. So now we have extension up to 17. I just want to remove this little thing. I know it's not necessary, but okay, 12.4. Let's do this. PK 12400 cube 8 minus 2. No, minus 1 probably. Minus 1. And I know you're gonna say, oh, it's such a low Q, it's not necessary. Yes, it's not necessary, but why not? Okay, so I like how it looks like. I'm not gonna boost this very, very top end because I cannot hear past 16K anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Let's go this one left high, copy, paste, bam, done. Now let's go right tweeter, EQ. Perfect. And yeah, exactly the same. From 900 to 20K, let's see what REW does. And again, it doesn't boost the top end. That's fine. We can do it manually. 1623. PK 16K 230 hertz. Q of this. Let's do 1. Okay, what did I do? I put it here. 16230. Okay, Q of 1. Let's boost by 2. Whoa. Well, yeah, that's fine. Because yeah, it raised this all the way up till again 18. So we're just gonna remove this with another EQ band. We have plenty of EQ bands to use. And again, my approach is if I have EQ, I'm using it. If you don't like to use EQ, smooth it to 1/3, use 3 bands and be happy. It's all up to you. 12930. Q of 2 minus 1. Perfect. Magic. Let's double check this one. Right tweeter now. Copy. Paste. Cool. Happy days. Save and store. Thank you very much. Same with this one. Save. Just put new. Save. Let's double check if I'm still recording. Yes, thank you. Okay, tweeters.